Good morning. This morning we're going to tell a new story, one I've never told you before. But this story has been yours for a long time. This is white, the color of celebration, because we're still celebrating the great mystery of when Jesus died and yet he's still with us. At the time when Jesus died and God made him alive again, he went to be with God. And he sent down the Holy Spirit to the disciples. And all who believed were filled with the Spirit. And they started to do amazing things. And these amazing things turned the world inside out and upside down. Before this time, when Jesus died and God made him alive again, the people of God were separate. God had chosen these people and separated them from the whole world. And he taught them the way to live. And he wanted these people to teach everyone else. When Jesus died and God made him alive again, and he went up to heaven to be with God, and he made good on his promise to send the Holy Spirit to be with the disciples. And it all started on Pentecost. And because it started then, we say Pentecost is a birthday. And we remember the light of the Spirit that came down to be with the disciples. It so moved them that they began to tell people the good news of Jesus. Peter believed, and he was filled with the Spirit. And he went all over Jerusalem, telling everyone he saw all about the good news of Jesus. Stephen, one of the people of God, and the 7 with him, whose job it was to keep peace with the disciples. Stephen believed, and he told people of the good news of Jesus. Even Paul, one of the people of God who was cruel to those who believed, who persecuted them, hurt them, and took their money, even he started to believe. And the Spirit filled Paul, and he was moved to tell everyone the good news of Jesus. And as they told people, more of the people of God began to believe. And more people believed and were filled with the Spirit. And the people of God traveled all across the places where they lived. And they told many, many people about the light of Christ. They told so many people that even people who were not separate and chosen started to believe. And they were filled with the Spirit. And they were moved to become ministers and teachers. People like Thomas, who was really not more than a child. Somebody about the age that you might be when he first was filled with the Spirit, became a minister and shared the good news of Jesus. People like Lydia, who was a woman with no husband and had to work hard to save her family. She took that money that she made working hard and she gave it to people who would tell others of the good news of Jesus Christ. And the good news spread across the world. And people in all corners of the earth began to understand that this was a new kind of world. A world where the Spirit of God moved with people. And it was good news. And the Spirit of God moved across the continents and around the world and through time until the time of your grandparents and the time of your parents, where people believe and were filled with the Spirit and were moved to share the good news of Jesus Christ. And they did amazing things. And now you. Will you believe and be moved to spread the good news of Jesus Christ? The Spirit of God is still with us. It connects us to each other. It connects us to all the world. People who think they are separate and people who don't. We are all the same in the Spirit. It connects us to God. Now I wonder if you've ever been moved to share the good news. I wonder if you've ever seen with your eyes the amazing things that people do who are filled with the Spirit of God. I wonder what those things would look like. I wonder if everybody knows why. The Spirit is still with us with the same strength and the same wisdom of the first people who believed. And everyone who believes and is filled with the Spirit is filled with that same spirit of strength and wisdom. Some people think that when the light in one place goes out, the light is gone. But really, if you'll watch, I'll show you something that people miss. The light's not gone. But it does change. It goes from being in one place to being in many places. goes from being seen by one person to being present all around. The thing that is light is never really gone. You can see this light. I can even smell the light. That's not something you usually say. It really is all around me now. Beside me, and above me, and in me. These are the lights of the disciple and the people of God when they were separate. And these are the lights of all the people who heard and believed in all the world. The separate people of God. And this is the world turned upside down and inside out. Amen.